Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Download the Uplift, a place where when we fall, we try and uplift you. My name is Gabriel Mark, and we're here live with a whole new setting. The wind isn't really helping me too much, but that's okay. What up, prairie dogs? I thought we'd switch it up a little bit, y'all. Instead of me just sitting at my podcasting desk, let's take it on the move a little bit. Let's get a little vitamin D. If you haven't gotten vitamin D yet, you should go do it because it's pretty important. So I thought of something kind of cool to talk about this week. If you sat down with yourself from 20 years ago, you saw yourself sitting at a Denny's ordering a Grand Slam, you could just chop it up with yourself from 20 years ago. How would you feel? What would you say? And what kind of advice would you give? You know, when I think back to 20 years ago, it's definitely a mixed bag, to say the least. A lot of good times, a lot of bad times, a lot of embarrassing times. That's all part of the journey. That's all part of what makes us who we are. And I'm not even talking about like financial stuff that you would tell yourself. I'm not even talking about, watch out for this one. Because I think that bad decisions, whether it's relationships, financial, emotional, work-wise, stuff like that, they really all do teach a lesson. And that's what's most important. But one of the things I really did want to hit on today was if there was some advice that I was allowed to give instead of buying like Tesla and Apple and Amazon real early, or what's the new one? NVIDIA? That's the new big dog one? Or we're going to switch it this way. Maybe the wind will help out. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? This whole format's, different for me instead of just sitting at my desk. So I appreciate your patience with it. Oh, dude, look at this duck. It's got a straight fish. That's awesome. Ducky, you got a fish? Awesome. Nice work. I'm going to leave that in. Dang, the manhandling that a little fishy. But yeah, if there was one piece of advice and we could talk about, relationships a bit with our younger self, I would be careful about who you let in your life, in your inner circle. And I would tell myself to keep positive people in. How do we recognize positive people, right? I think that you should look for people with mutual respect, support during the tough times, shared values, and someone that can tell you how it is, but be constructive about it. Not be like, hey man, you're messing up. Instead, be like, hey man, you're messing up. You should try and work on it. So on the complete flip side of this, it's important to identify negative influences and cut those out. I mean, get them out of there. These are people who are constantly criticizing you. They're just being negative. There's no support. Or if they just leave you feeling drained. Have you ever gotten off the phone with somebody or read a text and it literally made you feel bad? Well, dude, I'm sorry. Get them out of there. I get them out of there. There's no reason to keep people like that in your life. Your well-being should come first, 100%. I would say that acknowledging just the main difference between these two people are gonna matter so much between whether you feeling better and moving forward and upwards and feeling like just bad. I would tell myself that. I would also tell myself that life is going to be a journey. We all fall, bro. It's not how you fall, how you get back up. And I'm sure that's been on t-shirts and plaques and stuff, but that's so true because this is coming from someone. If you've ever thought that you've been in a bad place, bro, you've never woken up at 5 a.m. in a pitch black apartment and just been looked around at pizza boxes and Truly cans and were horrible to people. Not horrible. I'd say I was just sloppy. That's part of my story. That's part of my journey, and I embrace that. And it's about how you get back up. That's one thing I could say. You got to learn from these experiences and act on it instead of just, I think they say in AA, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. And I don't think that's just an AA thing. I think that that's life advice. And talking to young Gabriel, when you have people around you or if you're doing bad stuff and you're not trying to change it, then it's just going to be the same old stuff every day and nothing's going to change. It's natural for these relationships to grow and change. It's just part of life's journey. Focus on the positive memories and lessons learned and try and move forward with that. And compassion for yourself. Give yourself a break. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but this is a brand new aspect. I'm in a park. You know, we got water flowing, we got ducks, traffic, beautiful day. We got prairie dogs. I'd say this, at the core of all of this and all this channel and everything I talk about, it's all about self-worth and self-respect. And recognize the value that you have and you deserve to be surrounded by. I also want to say that even making these videos, I feel like I don't think you should take these videos as a weak thing. I think you should take it as a way to dust yourself off and be an absolute champion. Prove on yourself. I have no problem with anybody watching this or myself advocating for yourself. Take care of yourself. Numero uno. I know we got families, we have friends, we have priorities, we have jobs, we have pets. But make sure you're taking care of yourself if you're watching this. I think it's important to realize that your journey is unique and it's valuable, and we all are going to have a story written about us or talked about us one day or another. Over this past year, I really have been working, I should say, really hard to become as mentally stable as I can. And there's been a lot of chaos in my life, just like you watching this, or you might have grown up with chaos, or you might have put yourself in bad situations. But by surrounding myself with positive influences and focusing on myself, both mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, all that stuff, I can't help but think that I'm taking the bull by the horns, just like you can. I just want to reiterate that it really is about progress, not perfection. No one's going to be perfect. We talked about that in one of our first videos. It's about progress, not perfection. I figured I'd toss a quote of the week, even though it's a solo video, because I'm on this Marcus Aurelius kick. And that dude was a wise man, and he said that you have the power over your mind. You don't have power over outside events. Once you realize this, you will find strength. Finding mental peace and stability has been a key to me turn things around, even if it's making videos. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to comment down below on steps you might be taking, even if it's 5 minutes you might be taking to do some breathing exercises or positive affirmations or weeding out negative stuff or negative influences or people in your life. Comment down below, make a ghost YouTube account. What would you say to yourself from 20 years ago? How would you reflect on that? What kind of things make you feel supported? What actions could other people take to make you feel supported? So let's support each other on this journey. I think that's the best part. Like, once again, this is just a new format. I like it. The wind, we'll see how this thing works. But to wrap up, remember, it's never too late to become the person you want to be. It's never too late to start improving. You could be 80 years old, or you could be a young buck. Just set healthy boundaries, work on yourself. It's okay to think of yourself first. Think of yourself in a positive way, and just keep after it. In closing, the words of wisdom that I like to share: your future is bright. Keep up the good work. Praise God often and keep moving forward and upwards. I'm Gabriel Mark, and this was Download the Uplift. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.